I mean, like, you can be in a park, have a cup of coffee, and I mean, it's only for what, a couple years until I go back home, right? And I'm right up front. Right up front, there's another gentleman I met from here in the Bronx, because he told me that he was seeing, this lady, and this lady is going, is moving to, I don't know, she's moving away. So I took the advantage and I told that other guy, I told him, oh, I'm moving too in a couple of years. So if you want to, and he seemed like more, but then again, what is he doing in a gay application? It's just like right there. It's a crazy thing because no matter how great the guy might sound and look, you're always going to hold that against him. I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, like, and that's why I understand my ex. I told him, yeah, we met in a damn chat line, and I never lied to you. And I told you many times, you know, I was basically in the gutter. And, you know, and so I liked what he had to offer. And I decided just to stick with him because I know the madness, the circus, the dating circus. I'm not putting myself through that. I am not putting myself through that. You have to kiss a million frogs to find a duke. There's no more princes, or whatever you say that in plural. So, so what happened? So what happened? Um, so he came back, like I say, on Sunday. No, I mean, I tell you, I told him off, and then we didn't speak for a little while because I was very harsh on him. It's like, if you really like me, shouldn't you just want me to be away from this app or any other dating hookup application or whatever? Wouldn't you like? And I told him like two times because he wasn't like reading that apparently. So I was like, I was harsh. It was like, you know, I wanted to look at the planetary movements, because there was something about it, which my tongue became unleashed. I told him I am very traditional, only because I know my ancestors was right, and we lost the way. We lost the way. We're doing everything wrong, and they was doing everything right. Just look around. You know, it was much more advanced in every way, society. So I told them, it's all about the balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. So it's like I told them, why are you doing an effing gay app? Of course, a gay guy is not very demanding, just because you have coffee with them once a month, they'll be happy. you know, it's it's not the same. Women, of course, and especially if there's children, women have to be very demanding, even when a lot of women might not be bringing the same at the table. But we are extremely hard with men. Of course, not with ourselves, but with men, we're like with a magnifying glass. We find every character defect, and you know, but we are incapable of doing that with ourselves, right? We are incapable of like, okay, I'm not perfect, so why am I demanding perfection, right? Because always go back to feminism, 100 years of feminism, and the fact that we are survivors of feminism. Grown children of feminists. I mean, the evidence is right there. I tell people like, please, I don't want to waste my time. Look at it. Look at it. Even men's testosterone, it's at an all record low. All record low. I mean, what I tell you, this is warfare. This is warfare. And we go look in history, we see our ancestors as it was like aliens. They used to wake up at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, go chop wood, get water, and prepare everything for the day, whatever. And they was ready by 10 a.m. Not tired. They was ready at 10 a.m. to start the day, to see what was coming up, to see like all this stuff. And now, oh my God, I took the bus, I took the train. Oh, I'm exhausted. The commute, like by the time you arrive to work, you're already depleted. I mean, it's crazy. We got energy vampires everywhere, but oh, we don't talk about it. We pretend that we don't see it. So I told him off. I told him off. I told him, like I say, I expected, like I say, to be an exotic pet of a married man, and his mistresses. The same thing I told Margaret. I told him, you know, you gotta get yourself a good woman, and like, you're welcome to come here, once a month, whatever, if you wanna, like, whatever, because I know, I mean, he have, a healthy self sex drive, and I mean, okay, this is where I get to disclose, I guess. They are both Aquarius. I had forgotten that. He told me actually, I think the first time. I didn't tell him. Back then, I didn't tell him last night either. I was like, but as soon as he say his birthday, I was like, oh shit, it's like how the transference from one Aquarius to another Aquarius. But I come from a late January Aquarius to, you know, like a late February Aquarius, if you know what I mean. That I say late within the Aquarius cycle. So yeah, because I asked him last night, just like, and I always make fun of him. I know you're very shallow. Don't give me the year you was born, but just give me the day you was born and the month, because I forgot. It's like I don't know what happened. Because that's the first thing I ask, because it's a lot more easier to just talk to anybody. Oh, okay, so you're prone to think. It don't mean that it's actually true, but most likely it might be true. So I don't know. For me, it's just much more easier. Like, especially if you are a Cancer. Please let me know ahead of time so I won't hurt you. You know, I will treat you with gloves, with fluffy gloves. And so it matter. It matter. I always say, if I had known my mom was a Leo, I would have liked, you know. I mean, I think part of my pain was that, the whole cassette. She's my mother. She should be better with me. But once I know a little bit about the zodiac, the zodiac, the zoo, then I know there's only 12 people in the planet. So I guess there's more variations according, if you're a cusp. If you're a cusp, then I guess there's 24 people. No, it's 24 plus 12, whatever. Anyway, okay, so I guess I'm gonna disclose again. So we was going long time back and forth, because the Italian guy, I told him, hey, good night. I mean, all I can give you is coffee, And the crazy part that I was willing to have that experience because you know you know I mean he had in his profile at least he was looking for transsexuals, and when he saw the picture of my surgery he said the right thing. He said, I want to get in it, whatever, stuff, like that, like as to the fact that they say, oh, it's beautiful, but just like a work of art, you know. Heterosexual men don't think about that, So anyway, so last night it was just like, I thought, oh my God, it's a European. So, but I mean, he was black. I mean, not, I mean, you know what I mean, mulatto black. So I was like, okay, like whatever, but as to say, he didn't want the cup of coffee. He wanted right there and then, that's like, okay, so red flag. So that's it. I'm not going to budge, I mean, I'm still single. And that's one of the things we talk with this young man that I'm talking about, and say that we are both single right now, and like, whatever. And he actually saw the transformation on my profile because I didn't used to have nothing in my profile. Now I say absolutely no hookups. And I'm saying that I'm willing to meet up in a coffee shop. Looking for friends. Absolutely no hookups. I mean, not that it matter, they don't read shit, but anyway. Um, so I'm just trying to see how things happen this morning. This morning. I mean, because I basically send the other guy, because that you can use. I was using this thing, and then I switched to this Obama tablet that I got. It's a piece of crap, but I mean everything is magnified, so my eyesight I can see better, So that's when I replied to a message that he had already sent me about. I don't even remember how the whole conversation started, but it was like 4 hours. It was like 4 hours of texting, which I never do. I never do that. Like, and oh well, I don't know. But I was being honest. I called him last night or this morning again. I called him a ghost. I call him a ghost. Talking, texting to a damn ghost. I don't know who you are. You know, I had forgotten his name. And I said I forgot his birthday. I said like I don't know who the f you are. I don't, blah blah blah. And so it was like kind of like tongue in cheek uh, texting, but it was like back and forth, and so it came to a point that I said, oh, imagine my, I didn't say it, imaginary friends, you know. I mean, but I had to put myself in that situation if I had friends, and I was to tell them, shit, I've been corresponding for 2 months with a stranger that I know nothing about it, and I mean, they send pictures, I mean, like, which is not bad. Pictures ain't bad, but I don't know. Actually for a while, I never really thought about the pictures, and of course, those pictures was deleted, because I deleted the app. So he took a screenshot and sent it to me again. It's like I said, I even forgot. So imagine if I had friends and I tell them that, in a gay application. So I was trying to, tell him, like how that should make you feel if you was in my situation. Because, I almost said if he was in my shoes. But then I said to him, I actually say to him, oh, because, you can record a 1 minute, conversation, go back and forth. Um, English is not the greatest for him. I guess he don't want to talk, you know. I guess that's his hang up. But I talk. I talk 1 minute, and I said, I said I was about to say I want that I want you to put yourselves in my shoes, but then I forgot what I was. I don't know if he understood what I said. But I was like, but understand my situation. Basically, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said it's laughing stock. You know, at 57, just texting to a ghost. Well, at least he's back in New York City, but guess what? He's not my neighbor no more. The whole reason I think I started texting was because he was like 2 blocks away from where I live at. I thought it was like, oh, that should sound, convenient that we could like just, meet up in the park and whatever since he lived. So this time he's staying 9 miles away from my house. And I think it's in the Bronx, because when I was in Queens, whatever, I wasn't able to get Wi Fi over there, but I don't know. I mean, my detective work, where is he staying at now? It's like, so I got all these questions, it's like, because when I confronted him, what was that, like 2 weeks ago? He told me he wasn't 100% sure about his sexuality. I was like, oh, great. Like, that's what I wanted to hear, right? Um, but that was a red flag. It's like, why he's not? I mean, but then again, I didn't follow through. I'm giving away the punchline. You're not going to laugh once I give you the punchline. So, so anyway, so I said, send me your birthday, and he said, oh, tell me all about my sign. And now it was my turn, and I told him, oh, I'm gonna tell you about that when we actually meet up in person. So it's like, because I mean, I feel like I already know him. It's like, anyway, I'm not gonna go there. But so um, he answered like, oh, you care that much about society? You care about them? Like I said, like, and I don't know. You see, this is a good exercise. What I wanted to do it. There's some things because that shit was a bucket of ice cold water in my face. Um, how did we arrive to that thing? So I was going like, imagine if my friends knew what I'm doing, blah 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 blah. And then he came out and said, it's like, I don't know, they're gonna here come the punchline. Why do you care? Like, why are they gonna say that you are like dating a guy that's 24 years old? I was like, if there had been like, one of those videos that they're very suspicious, it's like why people are always filming themselves, right? I don't know what my face was, but I was like, I remember that it was like, I don't know, like everything changed around me. Like 24 years old, I was like, the mind was trying to register that shit, you know. I mean, like 24 years old. I was like, I'm still saying it. I'm still saying it. Like, and I'm like, so immediately went to his profile and his screen name. It's great. It's crazy that he have a screen name, but I guess he's a gamer too, and I think that's why they still use screen name. I don't know. His name got the number 96 because after I came back, I looked up. It's like 96, and it's like trying to do math, and I wasn't even able to do math. Not that I'm good at math anyway, but I was like, oh my god, 96. I was like, and then like my mind was like checking out. I was like, it's like 96. It's like I was like, and I told him he was born in 1996. It's like, where you got that shit? He said like you know what his answer was? He said his answer was that 69 was already taken. I don't know if it's true. Now I don't even know what's true. Like, I'm like, I texted him, I just got punked. And of course, I had to tell him what that was. So there used to be a television channel that, whatever. I really, I really like felt like somebody was gonna come up and say, "Gotcha, gotcha." You know, how this shit happens. I mean, like, and that's just a slice of humble pie, right? That you know, I don't know. I went without making an ass of myself for 57 years, and now, like, so now I have a lot of questions. I say, who's this guy? Because I asked him, I had to go there. I say, your parents know that you're up this late, past your bedtime, and you know, he finally got it. You say, like, my parents are in India, and I'm like a grown ass man. I'm 24. I'm like, whatever. Blah 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 blah. He's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, I'm like, I mean, the only thought that came back that it's kind of like even, I don't know. I mean, it's like, and it's a crazy thought, because I mean, to say that, well, he's in a gay application, you know, I mean, he's already lost, right? He's already lost. I don't know. I mean, not that I'm contemplating actually, Of course, I want to meet him up in person if we actually want to meet up in person. And now, you know, obviously, you have to question the whole world around you. Once you get punked like this, you go like, oh, obviously, I'm not doing as well as I thought I was doing. drugs. And, when we met, still recovering from surgery. I'm still recovering from surgery. You know, shit got weird because I couldn't have sex with my friend. That was one of the reasons I broke up with him because I told him, shit, it's been more than 3 months and you ain't getting no sex. It's like, and I don't feel like, yet. I mean, I just, you know. So anyway, that was it. I know. I know for, the 21st century, I mean, this story might be like, are you boring? You're like, this is nothing. Like African Americans always say, oh, that shit is nothing. You know, I should have seen, like this and that, growing up, whatever, It's like they say, like, I don't know, like a one-upmanship. They always like, oh, when I was talking about that horrendous video of 85-year-old Congress woman, Maxine Waters, is an hour and a half tribute to Megan Stallion. They always like, you know, like we know already. And that is really like mind boggling, like they say, which I have no idea what that means. But that's usually what they say in situations like this, anyway. So I just repeat it. Boggling, boggling, boggling. I mean, like times 2000. So, yeah, that shit is like no joke. I mean, so here I am.